I want to talk to you real quick about this dude, Mama Max, and some serious red flag behavior I noticed with this cat. A bunch of videos have come up because I guess he faked a bunch of predator hunting stuff. In my opinion, if you're gonna hunt predators, hunt predators. If you're gonna make entertainment, make entertainment. If you're gonna join them together, you're just ghoulish, in my opinion. I don't. It's ghoulish. That's all I can say. But the red flag behavior with this dude, he has a bunch of abuse survivors, young adult abuse survivors, trauma victims in his audience, and he's calling them his children. Like, do you know how wildly inappropriate that is? Like, if they are your children, then that thought has a brother. Then you are their daddy or their mama. And that's what sent a chill down my fucking spine, because this dude calls himself Mama Max, and he's calling his fans his children. Go ask any mental health professional. This guy has an audience of young adults who are trauma victims, and he calls them his children. That's forming an emotional bond with damaged people that you don't really have. So what you're doing is you're damaging them more, but they don't know that yet, because they're just excited to have that kind of connection, to feel protected a little. Because see what happens when you get abused when you're young, it damages parts of your brain, specifically the part that allows you to feel safe. My whole life, I've never been able to feel safe. And the relationships I've engaged in, they are often, the female is taking on the role of a parent. She has all the power. In the majority of my relationships, that's the way it goes. And it's a real messed up power dynamic. And not only does it leave the female often feeling deeply unfulfilled because they're fulfilling a role they shouldn't have to fulfill. Like, it's wildly inappropriate, even in like a committed relationship where you're playing out this sadomasochistic fantasy. It's damaging to do it to an audience and trick them into thinking that you're protecting them for what? Your ego, fame, money. What's the rub? Like I said, this is a major red flag behavior, and I'm not saying it makes the dude a predator, but it is a fucking predatory behavior that is so exploitative, that is so taking advantage of people that have already been taken advantage of. You're damaging damaged people. It's so sick. It shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be calling trauma victims my children. If you don't believe me, the kid Nick Oreo's video, I watched his video. It's at 38:36. The other one, Oompa Loompaville, his video on MamaMax, 10:57. Please tell me this dude does not always refer to his audience as his children. Please tell me this isn't a regular thing. Please tell me this dude isn't involved in like sadomasochistic relationships where he's the dom. But because it looks like he has a fixation on power, and that's another very bad sign. I don't have enough information to make a call on that, so I'm not gonna, even though it certainly looks one way to me. But that's a major red flag. You should not be calling them your children. You should not be doing that to people who are already traumatized, because you're gonna make them worse, because you're not helping them in any way. You're not fixing any of the problems inside them. You're just exploiting them. Stop calling them your children, you sick fuck!